Offender profile of the Chattanooga gunman, Mohammad Abdulazeez. Introduction. The article Mohammad Youssuf Abdulazeez, What We Know About Chattanooga Gunman, provides information about the criminal, Mohammad Abdulazeez, and feedback from his acquaintances, friends, and teachers. This information will help to make a description of the character of the criminal. According to this article, the criminal who killed 4 people was a 24-year-old man. Discussion. He graduated from high school and university in the United States of America. The killer lived like an ordinary American and received an education. It is also assumed that he is originally from Kuwait and lived near Chattanooga. After investigating his house, the police took away 2 more women who were most likely suspected of involvement in the shelling that took the lives of American service members. Probably, Youssuf was not alone in this brutal crime. As the criminal's acquaintances responded during his school and university years, he was a universal favorite and a brilliant classmate. In addition, he attended MMA, and one of his friends spoke of him as a kind person to whom there is no cruelty. Moreover, his coach gave an interview where he said that Youssuf Abdulazeez was the last person with whom he would suspect such intimidating actions. In other words, this source demonstrates Youssuf's life by pointing out that he was an ordinary schoolboy. He remembered how his father did not like the news about his fight because cruelty is prohibited in the Islamic religion. In addition, his acquaintances and friends spoke about him and said he was very devoted to his religion and followed all the customs prescribed by his faith. The article mentions that Youssuf Abdulazeez had an engineering degree and applied for a job while compiling his resume. It is also known that he worked in a cable manufacturing plant, and it was a few months before he committed this crime. Consequently, the killer was not only educated but had a job too. This article contains essential information, an important detail for the investigators to solve the crime. More precisely, he signed his school photo referring to his Muslim name. He said his name is a fear and anxiety for national security. However, federal investigators found that he had no connection with terrorists. This article reveals the investigative authorities' actions concerning the shooting. Moreover, the report gives information about the criminal's involvement in federal agencies and his motives. In this article, the words of former U.S. President Barack Obama are cited that every effort would be made to ensure that the investigation is fast and, at the same time, thoroughly reviewed and thoroughly investigated. He also added that information is needed about the event that took place, which would help to sort out the situation and increase the security of military personnel. After this event, the ministers took measures to improve safety at federal facilities. According to the article, it has not yet been established whether this event was an act of terrorism. However, the investigators said that this case would be treated as terrorism until it was shown that this was not the case. In other words, this article implies the possibility of an act of terrorism and directly relates to the main topic. To find out the purpose of the crime, investigators need a motive for the crime committed by Abdulazeez. In addition, the article mentions that in the spring of 2015, Abdulazeez was arrested by police officers. He was driving under the influence of alcohol and was soon due to appear in court. Eyewitnesses of the terrible event shared that there were a lot of shots that were very. The article points to the scale of the event, which means that the shots were impressive to people. This event shocked all its eyewitnesses, including military personnel. FBI explains how the Chattanooga shooting played out and how Mohammad Abdulazeez was killed. This source describes in detail the event that happened, which caused the lives of 4 servicemen to be taken away. The article reports an event that occurred in 2015 in the city of Chattanooga. In the summer, 4 military Marines were killed by Youssuf Abdulazeez. The killer was Youssuf Abdulazeez, who, while in his car, fired at the military enlistment office in Chattanooga and then ran to the nearest military enlistment office, breaking through the gate. After he fired on the main building, he started targeting the Marines. Conclusion. In conclusion, Mohammad Youssuf Abdulazeez fatally shot 4 U.S. Marines and wounded 3 other people before he died in police gunfire. Later, the FBI found 2 weapons, probably one of which Abdulazeez committed a crime that is assumed to be an act of terrorism.